Hi, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me for today's video, which I'm really excited about because today I am going to be participating in my very first ever group collab. That's right. We'll get into those details in just a moment, but if you're new here, hi, I'm Michelle. I love to play with eyeshadow palettes. I especially love playing with my eyeshadow palettes again and again on my channel. But I do also like to play with new eyeshadow palettes when they first come out. So if that sounds interesting to you, I would love if you would take a moment to subscribe to my channel. Down below, click the notification bell to all so you don't miss any of my uploads. And let's go ahead and get into today's video. So first off, a big shout out to Dub's Beauty Diary here on YouTube and on Instagram. Dub's Beauty Diary and Makeup and the Mundane are hosting a palette bingo of shame. And this month's palette that they chose is Huda Beauty Wild Jaguar. So this is the palette that they're doing their palette bingo of shame. I personally do not own that palette, so I was gonna dupe the vibe, which Dub's Beauty Diary said was perfectly acceptable, and you know, to reach into your stash, especially if it's a palette that you haven't used it from your collection in a while, because you know the whole concept is like palettes of shame that we haven't used or haven't used in a long time. And so I thought a great palette that would be a nice dupe for it would be the NYX Ultimate Utopia. Pay no attention to my X's and O's here on the front. I'll explain that in a moment. But yeah, so the rules of the game is to pick between 5 to 8 shades. And to pick 5 to 8 shades and create a look and then post it either here to YouTube or on Instagram if you're not on YouTube, and to share your look. If you want to participate, it is an open collab, but this month's, you know, concept is already going up. So if you want to participate in the future, you can be sure to reach out to either one of those channels, to Dub's Beauty Diary or Makeup and the Mundane, and let them know that you want to participate. You'll get added to the list, and make sure that you use the hashtag bingo of shame. And so I will have that here on the screen, hashtag bingo of shame. And so today I am going to choose 5 shades. Let me explain the X's and O's here. So I thought that several of these shades would be a really nice dupe for the Huda Beauty Jaguar palette. But then when I started looking in the back and I saw all of the shade slots that were X'd out as pressed pigments, I realized, okay, I need to go through and mark which ones I cannot use, so that then I can see if there is something that I can choose left behind that I could dupe the vibe from. And so there isn't quite enough shades for me to be able to get 5 to dupe out of this one. And the color story that I wanted to try to lean into, like some of these purples and stuff like that, weren't shades that I could use from this palette. And so instead of just, like, even when I was looking at the back, I got confused as to which one was and wasn't a pressed pigment. So rather than to take any chances and use a pressed pigment, because those burn my eyes, I don't even care about staining, if they stain or not, but they actually burn my eyes and make me feel like I have glass in my eyeballs for days. It's terrible. Anyway, I didn't want to chance that. So instead of using that palette, I decided I am going to use my So instead of using that palette, I decided I am going to use my Anastasia Beverly Hills Fall Romance palette. Here is what this beautiful palette looks like. This is a palette of shame because I haven't used this in about a year. And I'm not sure why that is, since I love purples so much, and I love this palette so much, and I love ABH palettes so much. So it really is a shame that I haven't used this eyeshadow palette in the recent months, but I did pull it for my eyeshadow palette, Shop My Stash, for some fall looks. And this was the palette that won my community poll for the Chatty Get Ready With Me. So I'm gonna go ahead and reach into this palette in order to dupe the vibes. And so let me see if you can kind of get some of the shades that I'll be using by looking here at both of the palettes kind of side by side. So here's the palette I'm going to be using to dupe the vibes from here. And I do have the eyeshadows selected, like which ones I'm duping them for. And so here are the shades that I'm going to be using from each, from my fall romance palette, and how it correlates to the shades in the Huda Beauty Jaguar palette that I'm going to be duping the vibes from. So yeah, I'll leave that pulled up so that I can reference it. And I do already have my full face of makeup done, but I'm not wearing any foundation. I will be sure to run through all the products that I'm using to complete the full makeup look at the end of the video. So if you're curious, just be sure to get to the end of the video to listen to that. And I will try to also remember to list everything down below in the description box. So what's going to be the hardest for me is only using 5 shades. Okay, and the shades that I have are, oh goodness, short-term memory issues. This beautiful shade here, these 2 shades down here, and these 2 shades over here. So I've got these 2 shades on the end that I'm going to be using, as well as this one and these 2 down here. So really that's not very many. And I only have, I don't have any mattes. How did that work out? I don't have any mattes that correlate to the Huda Beauty. So this is going to be a very unique look because it's going to be like a lot of satins and metallics. And I already feel a little out of my comfort zone because I don't have mattes to work with. I would love to go in with like one of these deep mattes over here, but that's not one of the shades that correlates to the Jaguar palette. Am I right? I've never done a palette bingo. I've never done where you have, like rules with a palette and you're trying to create a look. I've never done that before. Also, before I get carried away, if you're curious what is on my nails, I am wearing this Essie shade here that I feel is like a dupe for the new Chanel shade that came out that has that same iridescence vibe. So here is the information. I'll also have that listed down below in the description box if you're curious. I'm going to go ahead and just start with this brush into my purple. So I'm going to just, oh, I forgot to say, and I don't normally start off an eye look already wearing mascara, but I do already have the brown Bad Gal Bang mascara on because I ran out of time to create this look before I left the house earlier. And so I left the house like this. Okay, what am I doing? Oh, yeah. Ooh, that is a beautiful shade. And let me tell you, it is not a shade I would have ever started off my look with had I not been limited like this with rules as to what shades I can and cannot fall out. I should have tapped off better. As to what shades I can and cannot use. I definitely would have done this more as like an accent shade if I had a matte that I could use in today's palette bingo. Bingo palette bingo, yeah. Anyway, so this is already really getting me out of my comfort zone, and I'm not sure how this look is going to turn out, but let's trust the process and try to make it work. Okay. I do think that looks pretty. I'm gonna go ahead and just bring a little bit of it down since I have a little bit of fallout coming out. Oops, not in the eyeball, Michelle. I did actually put some in my eyeball. Oh my gosh, okay. Oh my gosh, Fallout City, destroying the look already. Oh my God, oh my God. Okay, fortunately I don't have any foundation on, and so it's easy to just like lick it clean. Oh my God, I just made it worse over here too. Okay, so that shade has a lot of fallout, that purple one, especially with the brush that I was using. So definitely like tap that one off. Okay, I've got a lot of like grungy under eye now going, but let's just carry on. Maybe I can clean it up at the end. So, okay. This brown shade here, and put that in the middle, going back into that purple a little bit, and stop it before I get to the front because I want to leave room for one of the lighter shimmers. I do like the way that color looks, and I love the way that it blended in with the purple. That's kind of interesting. Not something I would have done, again, had I had the option to use more shades. So I feel like that's kind of fun, getting me out of my comfort zone. I'm gonna take another one of those small brushes, and I'm gonna use this shade here. And for the sake of fallout, should have started doing this sooner, I'm gonna spray the brush. And I'm just gonna apply this right here to the front. I feel like I need more of that shade. So it's not super impactful, but it does catch the light there in the front so that it's not like totally dark. And I don't want to bring it all the way to the inner corner because I'm gonna do something else at the top. Ooh, I do really like that shade. I'm gonna bring it over into the brown satin just a little bit more because I think it's really beautiful. Ooh, I love that. Yeah, see, this is like really getting me out of my comfort zone, and I'm already really liking the look, which is so surprising. Okay, next is gonna be the really beautiful purple lavender shade. I'm gonna use this, it was these three and these two, okay. I'm gonna use this gorgeous lavender shade here. And let's put that on the lid. That was not it. Maybe this is the wrong brush. Let me try a little bit of a fluffy shader. And maybe I need to spray the brush. Well, I mean, that's okay, but that's not giving what I wanted it to give. I mean, like, that's actually kind of nice with the purple like that, like those two together, but I thought it was going to be a little bit more impactful, quite honestly. Oh, there it goes. It just wants to be built up. Yeah, look at that. Ooh, that's gorgeous, actually. Whoa, I take back what I said. I just wasn't seeing it in the right lighting. Oh, that's beautiful. Okay, now, for the last shade that I can use is this really beautiful, like, iridescent green one. I'm gonna just take that and top this here in between the dark one and the light. But I want to leave the purple towards the front. I just want it to kind of like give something there, spotlighty in the middle. Like right over the eye. That might have actually been really pretty on the inner corner and done the purple outwards, but wow, look at that. And that, my friends, is all 5 shades, but I do want to add a little bit more of that one in a different location because I feel like I'm not getting enough of that one. So I'm going to take it on this little fluffy It shader brush, which was part of the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty, and this is one of my favorites. I wanted to pick up more, but it was sold out when I went to go and add it to my cart because I didn't go like super early for the sale for this one because I was thinking to myself I didn't need to buy more because I already have a couple of them and I have a lot of brushes already, so I'm trying not to like buy that many. And so anyways, I didn't want to get it, but then towards the end of the day I was like, yeah, Michelle, you can always use another good shader. And for the sale price, I should pick it up, but then it was of course already sold out. Okay, so I do like adding this green one that I put on the lid kind of there at the top and on the inner corner. Okay, so now I'm just gonna take a clean blender and soften up this like outer edge and kind of make this look a little bit more intentional. There, like that. Ooh, I love the eyeshadow look. There's, hold on. Let me pull up the other palette as the inspo. So, let me get my hair out of the way. Okay, here is a close-up of the eyeshadow alone using the shades that I duped from the inspo palette for the palette Bingo of Shame this month. I'm so excited to be participating in this, and I cannot get over the look that came out of the shades that I felt kind of forced to use. I really love it. It really got me out of my comfort zone. I'm gonna go ahead now and add some finishing touches. Then I'll be right back to show you the completed look and tell you everything that I used to complete today's makeup look, and then we'll wrap up the video. Okay, well that was easy except for all of the fallout that I did not clean up. So yeah. We're gonna leave the fallout as it is, but let me go ahead now and just show you the completed look. I forgot I already had mascara on when I started the look from earlier today. So all I did was I went into my waterline with my Urban Decay metallic purple eyeliner. I am wearing the brown Bad Gal Bang mascara like I mentioned earlier. On my lips today is this combo here. I've got the Queen of Poisons, the new KVD Lolita shade in their new reformulated liquid lip, topped with this bright pink Pat McGrath lip gloss. My base face is literally just a little bit of this Christian Dior concealer under my eyes. I did actually set that with my KVD Shade and Light, and I did contour just a little bit of powder, matte powder highlight from the KVD palette. My blush today is the beautiful purple blush from the new Fenty blush line. My brow combo is the e.l.f. with the Rare Beauty brow gel. I set it all with some Urban Decay in the classic formula, and you saw which shades I used in the palette. The winged liner was done with my KVD Black Trooper. I don't have the new reformulated one yet. That's coming up on the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty in a couple of days, so I do plan to order that and check that out. And last but not least, for the makeup, was there anything else that I used? No, that was it. So that is the full face for today's palette Bingo of Shame, hashtag Bingo of Shame. And my very first time to participate. I apologize that my voice is a little bit hoarse, a little bit off key or whatever. I don't sound like myself. I'm getting over an illness. I was very, very sick. I think honestly I had, I can't say that, can I on the internet? I don't know. I think I had the COVID, you know what I'm saying, virus. Again, this would be my 5th time to have it. in 4 years. So that's fun. Anyways, I've been getting over that, and that's why I hadn't filmed in so long. But because of this deadline, I wanted to get this video filmed and up for you. So I apologize that I couldn't wait for my voice to get a little bit less hoarse or hard to hear. But yeah, so that's gonna do it for today's video. Let me know what you think of this out of the box, unusual combination of shades, this unusual combination of shades eyeshadow look that I created using the very beautiful Anastasia Beverly Hills Fall Romance eyeshadow palette. I'm actually so happy to have played with this palette again today, and I actually want to create several more looks with it. So maybe I'll be doing a 2 looks 1 palette video coming up in the very near future. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, thank you so much if you've made it all the way to the end of this video. If you did, please leave me a purple heart down below in the comment section to let me know. And yeah, thank you again for watching my videos all the way through and supporting my channel in the manner that you do. It really does mean so much to me. And if you would like to participate in next month's palette Bingo of Shame, be sure to reach out to either of those creators. I will have their channels listed down below. Again, a big thank you to Dub's Beauty Diary and Makeup and the Mundane for letting me join. And I will have everybody else that's participating in this month's challenge listed down below. If they have a YouTube channel, I will have that down below in the description box. And yeah, that's gonna do it for today's video. I really hope you enjoyed. If you did, please be sure to click the like button. It really does help my small channel out so much. And before you go, make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Click the notification bells to all so you don't miss any of my uploads. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.